Good morning. How are you today? Yay, I think I'm on. Okay, good morning, North Carolina. Good to see you today. I'm going to wait just a couple minutes, or a minute anyway, until maybe somebody comes on. It's been a busy morning. We have our granddaughter with us. You may know that she's expecting, hey Tina, she's expecting a little sister to come in March. And so she's moving from the nursery soon to her big girl room. Hey Martha. And so they're painting her bedroom this weekend, and we are keeping Sagan while they're doing that. So we've made muffins, and she's up watching Mickey Mouse, hot diggity dog. Hey, Tony, good to see you. I missed yours this morning, but I'll promise. I saw the finished thing, and it looked wonderful. Hi, Vicki. Hey, Carol. So glad you're here today. We are going to be making this card today. It is called either a flip-flap card or a pull-tab card. And this one, we made it in class. I had, I guess, about 6 people come 2 at a time at 3 different times, and we made this card. And it's really been through the ringer, and the pull tab is all bent out of shape, and but we're going to make this, and I think you'll enjoy it. When you pull on the tab, it opens up so that you see another tab on the inside, and it does a little bit better than what that just did. But so this is what we're going to make, and I hope I can get it done in the amount of time that we have. I know there's a lot of pieces, so anyway, it might be hard to stamp along. You might end up needing to go back and look at the video and try to put it together afterwards, but we'll work on it. We'll be using the Coming Home stamp set. This one, I'll tell you, I really got it because part of the proceeds, $3 goes to foster care, adoption, and fertility issues. And some of you might know that my daughter had in vitro, and so I'm thankful for that research. But this has become one of my favorite sets. It really has. We're also going to be using the Itty Bitty Christmas from the annual catalog. It has lots of good little sayings in it. And we'll be using the Home Together dies for this. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the kit that I had for the class. So let me get out the pieces. And right away, I see glue is missing. Hold on a minute. I've got it. You try so hard to make sure you have it all, and you just pray. So we are going to start with a thick Whisper White card base. And this base is it's just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. There's no fold, it's just the base. When I first started making the card, I did it as a real card. But to tell you the truth, I didn't want to do an inside. It just became enough to just stop with that. So I cut the other end off and left it at this. So I'm going to put this out of the way for right now. And I'm going to pull out these first 2 layers and glue them together. Now this is Pool Party. You know, I'm not even going to tell you the sizes. I have it in the part that I did the pre-thing, and I will have this on my blog on on Monday, and it will have all of the measurements there. but I'm just going to go ahead and glue the snow. This is from Trimming the Town, so I'm using Pool Party and then the Trimming the Town Designer Series paper. So I have that glued, and I'm going to bring in the classic label punch. Hi, Janet. And I'm going to put it in all the way as far as it will go, and I'm going to kind of look at the top and the bottom and eyeball it and try to get it in the middle. So I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to work on the mechanism that's going to be used for this. So this one is 2 by 6. I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and we are going to score this at 2 and 2.5. Okay, and then on the longer end, we are going to punch that with one of the tag topper punches. I'm using the Delightful Tag Topper punch, but any of those would work. So I'm just going to put that in and punch that. And I'm going to tell you, my tag topper punch has a problem. So whenever I pull it out, it always has this little space right here that doesn't punch well, and I've had it so long that I could have called Stampin' Up, but I didn't. So I just give it a trim. All right, and we're going to bend here, and I want to make sure that's straight and score, and then we'll bend this other one and score. And then I'm going to take some tearing tape and add it right in here. And I'm just going to bend that down in just a minute. So the mechanism is going to go through the hole and back this way. I'm going to fold it so that I have this section and this fold showing. All right, and to know exactly where to attach this mechanism, I have to work with the next layer, because I want to make sure it's really not going to be centered. It's going to be more like this on the card, but I want to make sure I do have some of that border showing. So that looks about where I want it, except I want to have this tag showing I want to have the hole showing a little bit. So let me adjust that again and see if that will work. Actually, we're just going to push it back. Okay, we're just going to let that work. And I'm going to pull off the sticky here. I hope. There it goes. And then I'm going to bend back that extra right there. And then this is stuck right there. Okay. And we really are going to go ahead and work on the mechanism itself and get that done. Then we'll go back and decorate. I don't want to take too much time, and I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to take. So in this little area right here, between this fold and this one, I'm going to put tearing tape again. And I don't know if I can cut it. I'd rather cut it. So I'm going to go ahead and lift that up, and then I'm going to put another row of tearing tape here. Hey, Lori. Hey, Janet. Now, I'm not very good at looking at comments, I'll do my best. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Now, the edge of this paper is going to go right here on this edge. That's very important. So I'm going to kind of put it where I thought I wanted my borders. That might be up a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so when I pull that, it's going to do this. So let's go ahead and work with the next layer. It's going to be Misty Moonlight, and it's going to be attached right here along this fold. So I'm going to put a little bit more tear and tape right here. Oops. And I'm going to attach this right along that fold, as I said, but I'm also going to line it up with this and this. So it will look like that. Okay, let's shut it up and see if that works. Okay, so there you go. This is a pull tab that hasn't been worked many times and folded where it shouldn't go. So there's our mechanism. That's all there is to that. So we will start decorating. This might not take as long as I thought. Okay, when I first made this card, I made this tree paper cover the entire space, but I really love the tree paper and I was running out of it, so I decided that if I was going to have snow down here anyway, I didn't really need that to go all the way down. So I'm saving paper a little bit. So we're going to add this here. And then I'll bring in my white piece. Now in the dies, there is a die that we can use to cut this snow, but I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to use my scissors. On this card, I use this die, but it's just a curve. So since it's just you and I, we'll just cut that and add it to the card. If it was a big long piece, I would definitely use the die to do that. But hi, Beth. All right, so there's the front part of our card. And we are going to add 2 of the trees. These trees are part of the die set right here. And I've already cut them out. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. Now I could, had I thought ahead of time, I could have used the adhesive sheets and made them into stickers. And that would have been really easy, but this is not that hard to glue. So there's our background on that. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and do my saying, which I just use little scraps, from cutting the insides of cards. And we're going to be using Peace and Happiness from the Itty Bitty Christmas. Hey, Sandy. And I'm just going to stamp this on here. I hope I've got it. Not too bad. But I'm going to punch it out anyway, so it doesn't really matter a lot. I'm going to bring back in the classic label punch. And we'll punch that out. Then I'll bring in some dimensionals. And yes, I do cut mine in half often, but not always. So we'll put that on there, and that's going to go up at the top. But maybe right side up would be better. Okay, so I've got some scraps. Actually, that's a thick white scrap, but I don't think you would necessarily need a thick scrap. And I'm going to stamp the car. That's such a cute car. I'm using Memento Black. And then I'm also going to stamp the large tree. I'll just do it this way. And then I'm also going to stamp the small tree. I've got the car and the large tree on the front, but on the inside I also have the small tree. So might as well do it all at once. Hi Gordy, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time. Back when we could actually see people and talk to them up close, huh? All right, so I'm going to be coloring these with the blends. And I'm going to be using the Old Olive combo, the Real Red combo, a light smoky slate, and I'll use the Pool Party blend, and actually the Soft Suede blend. So I've got a lot, and we'll get this colored as quickly as possible. Started to go ahead and have it colored, but oops, and I can see I'm already out of the lines. Just please excuse. I don't know why, and you probably have noticed I'm just a little bit shaky. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I am. Maybe I can do better. Those windows look pretty awful, and I don't have that white thing that's supposed to take away some of the color with me right now. So I'm certainly not going to go try to find it. Is that the dark, or did I get it? Yep. Not really showing a lot of difference, is it? And I don't know that I really want to add any more than that. I'm going to go ahead and color in my windows. Maybe I can put the tree over that. I don't know. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of darker in the corner there. And we'll add the smoky slate. I think it's smoky slate. Yep. Light smoky slate for the tires. I think on my original I used light black, and then I decided later that maybe I should have not gone so dark. Okay, that's all we're going to do on the car. And then I'm going to color in the trunks of the trees. Okay, and I thought I was getting the light. It looks like I picked up the dark. So I'm just not going to worry about shading that. And we'll color in the trees. I like the bullet point on these. I just feel like I have more control, said the person who colored those windows or the car so crazy. But anyway, I just like the bullet if I can use it. And I'm just kind of going around the edges and coloring in. And I'm just going to color in just a little bit under and over on this side. And I'll come back in and blend that. And then we'll do the little tree much the same way. So the mechanism for this card really isn't that hard. It's just a little bit tricky. Once you get the hang of it, you could probably whip out lots of cards. And I actually did mean to have you some other samples, but life got in the way and I don't have that. But maybe you all can make some and add them to the North Carolina group, and that would be fantastic. Okay, I am going to go and cut this with the dies. I'm not going to bring in my cut machine and do it online for you because you all know about those. So yeah, I'm just going to step off, look at that for a moment, and I'll cut them. Hoping I get them straight. Placement's the hardest. Rolling it through. Okay. Pick up the pieces. And here we are. All right, so I'm going to add the car with dimensionals. And I think I can fit a big one in there. So it's going to be over in here somewhere between those trees. We don't want him to look like he's getting ready to run into a tree. And then I'm going to go back to these little mini dimensionals I've got here. And I'm going to put them more out to this side. So what I did just then is, because I'm directionally challenged, I turned it over to see which side would be up above the car. And that's the side I want to add my little dimensionals to. And I could add just a little bit of glue up here to the top of the car, but I think we're okay. And look, I'm going to hide the yucky looking windows. So there we go. So there's the front of the card. Okay, and we will pull our tab and we'll work on the inside part. And what I'm going to do is just work on it this way. So we will be stamping the house. How am I doing on time? Oh, not too bad. I think we'll finish. That just doesn't look like it's covered that greatly. Let's just hope. Oh, well, that's good. I'm surprised. And again, that was in the Memento Black. And we will color that with our markers. I am going to go ahead while I've got the Memento. And this little piece right here can be the exhaust coming out of the car. It can also be smoke coming out of the chimney. So I'm going to add that right there. Okay, I had to stand up and make sure I could see well enough. And here's my lid. So, and I think I'll go ahead and do the rest of the stamping. So I'm going to pull out my real red again. And this Happy Christmas is from the Itty Bitty Christmas, as I said. And for some reason I've got part of a dimensional there. Can you imagine a dimensional piece being somewhere where it wasn't needed? I can't imagine. Okay, so I'm going to put that. Now that's going to go over my smoke a little bit on this one, but I think that's okay. All right, just a little crooked, but it will do for this. Okay, so we are ready to color, and I'm going to start with my chimney. And I love the blends. I don't think I'm one of those people who understands exactly where to put the shadow and that kind of thing. So I just play at it. Let me look at this. To me, this dark lid looks lighter than the light lid, and that is confusing to me. Okay, but this does say that it is the light soft suede, so I'm going to color my roof, and I'm just going to go around the edges and get all that. I'll go back in. Okay, and then I am going to come back with the dark, and I'm just going to kind of do over to one side and maybe around just a little on each of those slats. Can you, is my hand in the way? It looks like it probably is, but I'm starting to get a little bit crazy here. I'm trying to hurry, and I should just take it easy. Okay, and now I'm going to bring in the light color again and just kind of blend it all together. Okay. Now I'm going to have my door also. Oops, there I go, starting with that dark one again. Oops, went down the lines there. And okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead, since those windows are so small in that door. Oh my, did you just, that blend went haywire, but I did happen to have another one of those. Actually, I picked up the light, so I will come back with the dark and just kind of get right in the corners of those windows there. All right, let me do the same up here. I thought about going ahead and having all that colored before I started, but I think we'll work out okay on time. I'm really right at 30 minutes now, but we're about done. So I'm just going to add a little bit of blue, of the darker Pool Party, kind of here in the corners. And I don't think I'm even going to go back and blend that. I think it's just going to blend on its own. And we'll finish up coloring the house. While I'm coloring the house, I have enjoyed these stamp-alongs the last months that Martinette has gotten that together. I didn't participate last time, but I have to say I loved every single project. I didn't watch them in real time, but I did go back and look at all of them. They were fantastic. And in fact, on our blog hop that we're doing coming up in another week, I'm going to be doing a card, Lori, that has the slider that you did. I just thought that was so neat. Okay. And then we will add a little bit of shadow. I told you I don't really know what I'm doing with this, but I like to pretend that it looks better. So I'm not really telling a lot of difference between this red, the light and the dark red. There you go. And we are actually just going to glue this tree on because we don't want a lot of thickness in there. So we'll glue that right there. And even though I said we don't want a lot of thickness, I'm going to pull in these, all the trimmings embellishments and add a little star to the top of that tree. It's not a lot of thickness to it. Sorry about that little bit of dark right there. And then there it is. The paper in this the Trimming the Town has a sheet that has these wreaths on it, and in the dies there is a piece here that cuts out those wreaths. So I have cut one of those out. It's rather large for this house, but we're going to use it anyway, and it's going to go right up here between the windows like that. They have a handy dandy somebody at that house that could climb way up there and attach that. And then this will go here. And I have one of those rougher erasers, not this, but one of those ink erasers that I'll go back and work on this little spot right here later. Don't have it with me right now. So here's the card, and this is the Snowflake Splendor Ribbon, and we are going to use that in our pull tab. So actually, I'm going to double that and fold it and bring it through, and then go back through with the ends. That's what I hope I'm doing. And it isn't as pliable as you probably would like. And I probably just went in from the wrong side to get that to do. But you're going to have to play with it a little bit. And I'm not going to undo this, but I think you would want this to be over here on this side, or I would. And then we'll trim these ends a little bit. And there you go. So here's our card. And so you're just going to pull your tab, and there it opens. Now the bad thing about this card is actually it's not done because we're going to glue it onto our base. Now when you glue it, you don't want to glue your tab or it's not going to pull. So you're going to glue all the way around. And I don't know, I've just gotten to where I use glue a lot in the last little bit. I just like that I can move stuff around a little bit and get it exactly where I want it to go. So now your pull tab is still within the card. Okay. I've got that glued. It still works. Okay. And now back to my other statement is that there really isn't anywhere to write in this card. They can write here if they would choose, or you can just turn it on the back and write. Those would be my suggestions for that. So here we are. This is the pull tab card, and this one definitely works better than the one that has had lots and lots of opening and shutting of the card. So there it is. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. And like I said, this video will be up on our group. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever noticed having a heart before. But the tape will be up on this group for a long time, forever, I guess. And then I am going to have it on my blog on Monday. That's lovetocreate.typepad.com. And it will have all of the measurements again on there. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to get off of here so the next person can come on. Have a wonderful day. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.